everything that used to say brew, it just says B. I put in some of this and some water up to there. I don't know how much. I just put some in. Why is it smoking? Save the motherfucking turtles. Good morning. Lyle, do you want to say hi?
Hi. What was that?
Lyle. How do you feel? Lyle, how do you feel? Lyle, how do you feel?
Happy.
Happy. Heck yeah. Okay, want to see something cool? It's the Lyle Show. Ready? There's Lyle. From downstairs, there's a camera system. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to my vlog. As you can see, I'm watching the Lyle Show, my favorite show, which is everything that's going on downstairs with about a 2-second delay. So it was kind of loud down there. He's this morning just been like taking bursts on his phone of whatever he's watching on his iPad. So for the past about 30 minutes, I've just heard solid like, you know, for a brief interpretation, which I'm okay with, but I came up here. So your vlog from Tuesday, I am almost done with it. I'm at the part where you're in bed chilling out. But the thing is that it's 9 a.m. right now. I got here at 8, and pretty soon Emma's going to wake up, and I won't really be able to film anymore. So even though I'm not done with your vlog, I thought I would at least start and talk a little bit about it. So yeah, I made myself some coffee, which I think you saw if I edited it nicely together. Look how big their coffee mug is. Like, this is bigger than my face, but I'm like really here for it. I needed some coffee, and I figured it out, and the coffee machine stopped smoking, which I think is a really good idea. You know, it's good for your health. Stop smoking. I'm so funny. Okay, but anyway, because I literally was just watching your Tuesday vlog, like a lot of things are fresh in my mind to talk about. So even though I'm not done, and I promise I will be at some point, like, here are my thoughts. So originally yesterday I got home, had really terrible day. It wasn't that bad, but there was just a lot going on. It was really stressful. And so I got home kind of like, and then finally when I kind of just came home and like collapsed and complained for a while. But when I was finally ready to kind of watch something, I went on YouTube to start watching your vlogs, and then I saw the the Daniel Howell rebrand video, and oh my god. I want to talk about that so much, but I know I'm going to see you in person tomorrow, so I think we'll talk more about it then. I just want you to know that the 12-year-old inside of me is so happy, and it was what I needed. It was such a long day, and that video, it's so well done, and it was just so beautiful, and like, and there were so many like jokes and innuendos, and it just made me all like so happy, and it was perfect. And I was literally like crying, and it was just so like, I related to it, I feel like a lot, because it was like, obviously, I've dated a girl or like whatever, but like now I'm kind of trying to ask this guy out, which you'll get an update on at some point. Not a whole lot has happened, is the short answer. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like I relate to the story a lot, and also just the fact that like the end is gay, like, you know, like there's a lot of emotions. So, of course, I've made a list on my phone that I now can't look at because I'm recording, but I thought I'd touch on a couple of things. Last we left off, you were talking about Mockingbird, which I've actually, swear to God, I've seen that cover like so many times. I don't think I've ever read it. Of course, I've read Out of My Mind, what like 14-year-old girl didn't. I did. It was a good book. I read a couple other ones. There was another book that I could recommend, but I like remember so little about it except that it was like 80 pages. It was a really short book. But it was, whatever. It was along the same lines of someone who has a disability. I do know what Asperger's is. I read the whole like Black Dog. Oh, what's the book with the cover of the black dog on it? That's about that guy Christopher who has Asperger's. Do you know what I'm talking about? I wrote an essay on it. You should read it if you haven't. Okay, ready? I don't know the name of it now, but it will be right here. Here's the name, and here's the title and the author of this book that I'm talking about, because I think you should read it if you haven't already. And I wanted to, I know Asperger's from literature, but I also do deal a lot with mental disabilities. Lyle. So Lyle is autistic. He does not have Asperger's, but he is on the somewhat low functioning end of the spectrum with autism. And so it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people know a lot more about the research and a lot more about the like medical terms and medical things associated with autism and mental disabilities, but I know more about just personal life experience, which is kind of like an interesting thing where like I couldn't tell you the early warning signs of autism. I couldn't tell you, or just early signs, not warning, but like I couldn't tell you the medical term or anything about what the actual brain chemistry is or any of the things you're supposed to do or anything about medications, but like I also know how to bring Lyle out into public and how to talk to him and how to communicate, and how when he needs his medication, I know how to give it to him, and I know, so it's like, it's an interesting dynamic that I know nothing but also everything about working with specifically someone with autism. Where's he going? Hi, Lyle. Hi, Lyle. What's up? Are you hungry? Hungry?
No.
What do you want? Hi, buddy. Where are you? Lyle, are you thirsty?
Skin. Oh, got skin.
What do you want? Lyle, eyes on me. Are you hungry?
No.
Are you thirsty? You want water?
No.
Do you want apple juice?
No.
He's going back downstairs now. Another thing I need to do along the lines of communicating with Lyle is I need to work better on my sign language, because he can sign basic signs. Like this is hungry, please, maybe. No, I know this is no. We've had to use that one multiple times. Yes. Things like that. He knows some food, so if he doesn't know how to say the food he wants, he can sign it. And I know some of them, like a lot of them I can recognize, but I couldn't like duplicate. Like he does apple and things like that. So I need to get better at that. But so it's also, so again, it's like a learning curve where it's like, it's like I didn't come in here knowing how to communicate. It's more coming in here and learning to pick up on what he's already doing, And so that's my experience. And you were talking about people who saying words for people who are disabled people who are disabled, mentally disabled, special needs, specially abled, all that type of things. And what I would do is I would refer you to a video by this, she's a deaf YouTuber. She's also a lesbian. She has like a channel, mainly her, but she has videos with her wife. She has like Victorian style, and I'm giving I'm giving you all these adjectives because I don't remember her name, which will also be here. Here's her name and her channel. How exciting! But she's a deaf YouTuber, and she made a not deaf YouTuber, and she made and again, I'm saying deaf YouTuber, not YouTuber who was deaf. And she made a video kind of talking about what she prefers. And in the end, I don't even remember like what exactly she prefers to label. Um, the reason being, but the reason I like the video is because it's showing from someone's point of view how they think about it, which I think is really interesting. And in short, the correct answer is that every person really likes to be referred to something different. Um, there is no like end all be all for like a word that everyone can use. Obviously, there's words that you definitely should not use, like the R word or like, you know, slurs, anything like that, like anything in a negative context, you obviously shouldn't use. Um, and the main thing I found with experience is that you can ask the person, but if it's someone like Lyle who can't necessarily ask what they prefer, um, really anything with a if you're doing your best and you're in no way meaning to harm them, and you did your best to ask someone, or you're just talking in the general and you can't really ask someone, if you have a positive intention, there's really not too much you can go wrong. You know what I mean? I think between the difference of saying a disabled person and a person with a disability, a lot of people prefer person first language, which is saying like I'm a person and I have a disability, like a person with glasses rather than like a glasses person. You know what I mean? As like saying that it's a, you know, as it's like a saying that that's not their entire identity. But I think this YouTuber was more like, you know, I kind of like disabled person, and there's different things. Especially abled, I feel like is more, I don't know, for some reason it seems like a little, I don't even know. See, it's the thing is like, I feel like that's more, but you know, again, we have special needs classes. So you could say specially abled, but if you say specially abled, it's like, to me, it feels like you're trying to sugarcoat just having a disability. You know what I mean? It's like you're not specially abled, you're disabled, but you're also like a person. So it's like, does it, in the end, if you have a positive intention and you're using this to either speak something and bring about awareness or to talk about it, or you're talking to a person and you're doing your best to be respectful, and you're okay if someone corrects you to how they would like to be referred to, I really don't think there's too much of an issue. Maybe someone also completely disagrees with me and thinks like, no, you really need to make sure you have the right adjective every time you're doing it, you know, but it's like, there's really, I don't know, in my experience, I think it's more important that what you say after that, you know what I mean? Like, how are you talking about the people and whatever? It's like those couple words, I get that it can be like a really big deal, but I feel like more than anything, you know, it's words used to describe something, and words have the power you give them. If you're saying this to call someone a slur or to insult them, like obviously it's bad, but if you're doing your best to just, you're talking about your friend, and that's, you need to bring up the fact that they're disabled because we're going to go do something that might have an impact on that. You know, it's like, okay, you're doing something, and it's like those words really only have the power that you give them. And if you're just doing it in a positive context and, you know, you've communicated with the person you're talking about, or in general, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Um, so yeah, that's my point of view. I It's the dishwasher. It scared me. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. The other things I want to talk to you about tomorrow, which is Saturday, and I'm very excited. I'm gonna see you. You're coming down like sometime in the morning. I told you were coming down for like a clothing like altering day, which at the time it was, but now Will decided to be a dick and invited Ellie and Jake up to his lake house for the weekend. And so now Ellie can't come to our little clothing day. Love that. And so instead, I think it's just going to be me, you, and Claire hanging out tomorrow. I think if you come down in the morning, me and you could do something in the morning, and then we'd meet up with Claire around 1 and go climbing. Because that could be kind of fun. You want to come rock climbing at my local gym? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. We can play around with what we want to do. Sunday, I work. Oh, he's still taking burst photos. Sunday, I work at Beat in Hand. Monday, I have summer school, then a doctor's appointment, and then I'm hanging out with my friend Jake because he's going to be in Alaska for like a month. And then Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll hang out with Ellie and actually do this clothing day because then she's going to France on Friday. And then Thursday, Will and I leave to go to New Orleans because we're going on a college visit together. We get our own hotel room. We're going to make it into a giant pillow fort and watch movies all night. And I'm like so excited. And so that's kind of this week. And I really just have to make it through today. I think I'm going to give you more of my thoughts on like nannying and my week experience at another time. But, you know, we're making it through one more day. And oh, it's June 14th. Did I forget to mention that? It's June 14th, it's Friday. It'll be in the title. I was gonna tell you, I checked my list. There's actually, I touched on mainly what I wanted to touch on. I wanted to tell you how much I love the car talks, and you like saw people on either side of you, and you're like, why do I live in a small town? And you were so, I feel that so much. Um, I don't know, it made me giggle. Um, I feel that all the time, like when I see people I know, I'm like, oh. And we were at the pool, and one of the lifeguards, but it's like people when you vaguely know them, you know what I mean? Like you had a class with them, but you're not like best friends, you're not friends with them. That's like when it's so awkward. Because when we were at the pool and I was with Lyle, and you had to go in and get saved by a lifeguard, and we needed an incident report, the girl taking it was like a girl I had a class with named Dina. It was so embarrassing. So I feel that. But I do really like the car talks. I like the camera angles, you know. I love them. And I don't know, it's kind of like peaceful and fun, just kind of riding around in the car with you. Maybe we'll do that more when I'm free, because I am not as of yet. And then I wanted to ask you, what's in service? Because that was from a while ago. You were talking about when you went to work and you relate to in service, or that whole like in service thing. What does that mean? Like, I don't know. I was just wondering. Um, and that's kind of it. It's a Friday night. I have no plans. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but I think either tonight or tomorrow I'm gonna text Oliver and just say, "Are you done with your shed yet?" Because when I asked him, he was like, "Sorry, I have to help my dad build a shed and pack or whatever," which might mean he's on vacation, but it's been like a week, and so I think it'd be funny if I texted him like, "Are you done with your shed yet?" Maybe that's dumb. I thought it was funny. So my whole plan tonight is to maybe send out a text. So I know I'm pretty cool. Um, and yeah, I think today we're just gonna maybe go for a scooter ride. Maybe we're gonna do some chalk, go on the trampoline. I'm gonna drink a lot of coffee. And that's kind of it. I'll let you know if I remember anything else to tell you. I need, because you were talking about books, I thought, you know, I'm reading. It would be fun if at one point during the series we both just picked a book to read and we could like talk about it in the vlogs. But right now, oh, it's downstairs. I bought a book about like Gaza and Egypt, and I don't know if it's fiction or nonfiction. I guess we'll find out, but I haven't started it yet. Um, and so I think we're gonna start that. Maybe I'll give you a review, you know, next vlog of how I think this book is going. Oh, okay. Remember, so last time I talked about M's book, her summer reading book, which was All American Boys, which was so terrible, and I like literally kind of hate it. I was looking at the like reviews, like the author reviews, and Laurie Halse Anderson wrote like life. This is a life-changing book that everyone should read, and it really okay. I don't know if you know who Laurie Halse Anderson is, but she is like a young adult. Sorry, I'm watching the Lyle show. She's like a young adult author, who wrote who wrote a couple books with the female protagonist with an eating disorder, and I always kind of thought that they were like really great books. Because obviously at that time I was kind of struggling with the same thing. But now it's kind of making me wonder if like maybe it's that same writing style where it was for like a middle schooler, because that's when I read them. And if I'm looking back on it, would it read the same as All American Boys? But I really don't want to, because like in my mind this book holds such a special place. Like when I was struggling in my deepest, darkest times, like those books were the only things I could relate to. And like I feel like if I look back at them and they really suck, I like don't know what I'll do. So I think I'm just gonna not read them. But yeah, that just got me thinking, how many of the books have I read that I've thought were amazing and would reread and be like, So, I don't know. That's an interesting question of books that age well over time and books that absolutely do not. So yeah, I know this is long, but I kind of like just sitting here drinking coffee, chatting for a little bit. I got this in Florida. Obviously, it says Sarasota on it. I think it's so cute. It has like a little patch. I like the yellow. Hair check. My hair is still in a weird man bun thing. What can you do? Love that for me. When I was also in Florida, I got a bracelet, and it's made out of things like trash found in the sea. And then every time you buy one, it can pay for another pound of trash being removed from the sea. And I think that's really cool. It's like this brand that has like a, oh gosh, it's like a I can't. white nail background. It's like a little four and then a little swirl for like an ocean, if you were wondering. But I think it's really cool. And so I've been wearing that. And that's kind of it. There's a new PEC system. If you wanted a day in my life, there's a new PEC system, which is like a picture exchange communication system. Maybe that's right, but it's a way to communicate file. Used to have one on an iPad. I don't know where it is right now. And yeah, that's what's happened. All right, I think I'm going to go. Maybe you'll get more footage. Maybe not. If not, I love you very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Bye.